Get ready to laugh out loud? Here are the 5 best jokes of the day that will have you cracking up in no time. So, I walk into the office the other day with my left eye completely swollen shut. My boss, Mr. Thompson, who's the kind of guy who remembers everyone's birthdays but can't remember to take out the trash, notices right away. He goes, "Jake, what happened to your eye?" And I'm like, "Well, it's kind of a long story. You know, like every good excuse." So, I tell him, "I was at the supermarket yesterday, minding my own business, just trying to pick out the perfect avocado. Because if you don't pick the right avocado, it's basically like picking a date. You want it to be ripe, but not too mushy, right? And while I'm standing there, I see this lady in front of me. She's wearing this cute little skirt, but it's stuck, you know, like in the wrong place. So I think to myself, hey, I'm a nice guy. I should help her out. I reach out and give her skirt a little tug to fix it, and bam! She spins around and punches me right in the eye. Now, I'm not sure what hurt more, my pride or my eye. I mean, I just wanted to help. I'm just trying to be a gentleman here." Mr. Thompson starts chuckling and says, "Well, she must have misunderstood your intentions. But what about your other eye? And here's where it gets even better, folks." I scratch my head, feeling a bit sheepish, and I say, "Well, after the punch, I thought maybe she didn't like my help. So I tried to sneak the skirt back to where it was before." Hey everyone, let me tell you about this wild experience I heard about. There were these 3 guys. Let's call them Dave, Charlie, and Mike. They all got caught during a hotel raid in a conservative Arab country, red-handed with women who definitely weren't their wives. Now you'd think they'd have learned from the whole don't get caught thing, right? But no. The authorities say, "Listen, since this is your first offense, you'll each get 20 lashes. Yeah, you heard me right. 20 lashes. I don't know about you, but I can't even handle a paper cut. Before the punishment starts, each of them is allowed to make one request. This is their chance to save themselves from a little bit of pain, you know? So, they can think strategically and try to cushion the blow. Dave goes first and says, "Please, can you tie a pillow to my back?" Smart move, right? Who doesn't want a pillow fight with a twist? So they tie the pillow on, and he's feeling clever until, bam! After just 10 lashes, that pillow bursts. Suddenly, he's screaming like a toddler who just dropped their ice cream. You know the sound, right? Next up is Charlie. He struts in with confidence and says, "I want 2 pillows." I mean, this guy's got the confidence of someone who just chugged a Foster's. They tie 2 pillows to his back, and he's laughing through the lashes. He's like, "This is nothing. I've been hit harder by a kangaroo." After his turn, he looks at Mike and chuckles. "You're in trouble, mate. No pillows left for you." Now it's Mike's turn. The officer looks at him and sees he's as skinny as a rail and says, "You look like you could use a break. Since you're so thin, I'll let you make 2 requests." And Mike, he grins like he's just won the lottery. He goes, "For my first request, I want 100 lashes." Everyone gasps. I mean, who wants 100 of anything? That's like ordering 100 chicken wings and then realizing you don't have any friends to share them with. The officer is stunned and says, "Okay, you'll get 100 lashes. What's your second request?" And Mike smirks and replies, "Strap Charlie to my back." All right, let me tell you this crazy story about these 3 dudes who got busted for vaping, let's call it herbal refreshments. They end up in court, and the judge decides to give them a break. Instead of throwing them in jail, he says, "I'm giving you 1 chance. I want you guys to go out this weekend and convince as many people as possible to quit using drugs. Come back on Monday, and we'll see how you did." So Monday rolls around, and the first guy steps up. The judge asks, "All right, how'd you do?" This guy's feeling pretty good. He says, "Your Honor, I convinced 20 people to quit drugs." The judge raises an eyebrow, impressed. 20 people? That's great. How'd you manage it? And the guy goes, "Well, I kept it simple. I drew 2 circles, one big, one small. I told them, this big circle represents your happiness before drugs, and this small one is your happiness after." The judge nods. "All right, Solid metaphor. I like it. Then the second guy steps up. The judge asks, "How about you? How many people did you convince?" And this guy says, "Your Honor, I got 50 people to quit." 50? That's impressive. How'd you do it? The guy says, "Well, I used the same two-circle trick, but I made it about money. I pointed to the big circle and said, 'This is your bank account before drugs.' Then I pointed to the small one and said, 'And this is your bank account after the legal fees.'" The judge chuckles. "Money always talks. Nice job." Then the third guy walks up, looking all smug. The judge is curious now. "All right, how many people did you manage to convince?" This guy grins and says, "Your Honor, I convinced 200 people." The judge's jaw drops. 200 people? That's insane. What did you tell them? And the guy says, "Well, Your Honor, I kept it real simple. I drew two circles, just like the other guys, one big and one small. Then I pointed to the small one and said, 'This is your butthole before you go to prison. And this," pauses dramatically, "is your butthole after.'" The judge didn't even know what to say. Case dismissed. So the other day, I went over to my neighbor's house. I knocked on the door, and an 8-year-old kid answered. I thought, great, this is a good sign. Kids are usually honest. I asked him, "Hey, is your mom or dad home?" He looks up at me and says, "Nope, they're out running errands." So I follow up, "What about your brother, Alex?" He replies, "He's gone too. Everyone's in town." Now, I'm standing there, feeling a bit awkward, like I'm shifting from one foot to the other, kind of like waiting for my turn on the toilet. You know that feeling? You just pray you don't hear a gurgle from the next stall. Noticing my discomfort, the kid says, "If you need to borrow something or send a message, I can help." So I take a deep breath and say, "Actually, I need to talk to your dad about Alex. He got my daughter pregnant." The kid thinks for a second and then says, "Oh, you'll need to talk to my dad about that. I know he charges $300 for his bull and $70 for a pig, but I'm not sure what he'll ask for Alex." All right, so imagine this. A politician dies, right? Yeah, finally. I mean, who's been waiting for that one? So, this politician gets up to the pearly gates. There's an angel there, looking all official, clipboard in hand, like a bouncer outside an exclusive club. The angel looks at him and says, "Oh, a politician, huh?" And the politician's all proud like, "Yeah, that's right." The angel just nods and goes, "All right, no big deal. But we've got this new system in place. You gotta spend a day in hell before you can choose where to spend eternity." Now the politician is like, "Hold up, wait, a whole day in hell? Is this a joke?" Angel doesn't even flinch, just snaps his fingers. Poof. Suddenly, the politician's at this beautiful beach resort. I mean, clear blue water, palm trees, the works. He looks around, and his old buddies are there. They're all chilling, looking like they just stepped out of a yacht commercial. One of them's waving a golf club like, "Hey, come join us. We're teeing off." The politician's like, "Wait, this is hell?" His buddy's like, "Yup, who knew, right? Hell's got margaritas and golf." So they're golfing, drinking, just living it up. That night, there's a party, gourmet food, top-shelf liquor. The politician's thinking, "Man, I could get used to this. Hell's got it good." Next day, the angel comes back and says, "All right, decision time. Heaven or hell?" The politician's like, "You know what? Hell's got all my friends. The vibe's good. I'm staying." Angel snaps his fingers again. Bam! Now this dude's in the middle of flames, screams all around, the whole brimstone and fire show. People are being tortured. Satan's got a whip out. It's like the worst nightmare BBQ. The politician's like, "Wait a minute! Where's the beach? Where's the golf? Where are my friends?" Satan's just cracking up like, "Oh, yesterday? That was campaign season. But today you live with your choice." Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to make your day even better.